Hello. Hello. Good evening. Happy Wednesday from me and my girl, because I don't know if you can tell that she's sitting here shaking. Oh, sure. Now you're not going to do it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you. That's enough. Somebody's anxious tonight, so she's hanging out with me. And then she's going to stay put. Evan. Oh no, there she goes. Okay. My husband has been at work all day. So she is, of course, freaking out. I have heard her hit the daddy button more often. For those who don't know, my dog is quasi button trained. She's got about 4 buttons that she uses with regularity, and daddy and mommy are 2 of them. And she actually uses them appropriately most of the time. And so little Miss Drama Queen has just been hitting the daddy button and looking longingly in the direction of the door. And I have to keep telling her, no, daddy's at work. He'll be back later. And so it's a little ridiculous, but then she acts absurd the whole time that he's gone. And she sits there and she shakes and shakes and shakes for literally no apparent reason, and will sit and like ask for my attention, but then not want me to hold her. So it's a lose-lose situation on my front. But I am so glad you're here, anxious doggy or no anxious doggy. I'm excited to spend an hour with you guys. Let's see who all is here. Lissa, hello, and Donna and Julie. I love everybody greeting everybody else. This is just fantastic. I love it. Oh my gosh, look at that doggo. I want one, but allergies. So she is, I can't say completely hypoallergenic because hypoallergenic dogs technically don't exist. So she does trigger a little bit of my husband's allergies. I am highly allergic to dogs, and she does not trigger any of my allergies unless she is wet. I am much more allergic to wet dog than I am allergic to dry dog. Riddle me that. I don't know. But when I wash her, when I bathe her, I will typically break out in hives somewhere along my arm. But other than that, like for somebody who's chronically allergic to dogs, she's been great. She's been great. Kim, hello. Andy, hello. Good to see you. I just saw that sweatshirt on a couple other colors today. Yes, and I actually got on. I'm like, this is a win. I purchased this in a large because I was like, I want this to be comfy and cozy and like right for right now. And I think it's a little too big. So I actually ordered it in a medium because I think that will cinch it up like in the back and everything. And I like that it's boxy, but I think also I can get away with it a size smaller. And because I'm hoping that the rhinestones stay where they're supposed to be, I want to love this sweatshirt for a good long time. So I may or may not. They honored the sale price that I bought this one on when I called Target. Wait, on the other side. She's just going to sit there in the frame. And so I may or may not return this one, but I love it because the bling is built right in. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh, Jen, that's amazing. Congratulations. That happened before, like after the meeting today, right? Because I would hope you would have told us in the meeting. That's fantastic. I am so happy for you. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Jordan, hello. Good to see you. I saw your progress photos on Instagram today. Girl, we need to have a chit chat about what you're doing because progress has been made. You look great. Hypoallergenic, I'm allergic to the proteins. Yeah. And my husband, he thinks this might be allergic to her saliva or something. I'm allergic to the dander. So when I don't know. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. It's in my color and everything. I'm so proud of it. First Bruins home game. Hubby is expecting me to be in the living room. Oh. So see, I have the advantage of my husband is also going to be out of the house tomorrow, so I'm technically not obligated to watch the first Panthers game. Have I been watching preseason? Yes, not like with any intentionality, but my husband has been watching preseason. So I've been inadvertently consuming preseason and hearing names that I don't know. And because like the roster has changed, and it makes me crazy that hockey rosters keep changing because I work so hard to understand the previous year's roster. And then half of the people go away and it's all new names and I don't freaking know them anymore. So I'm like, Hubba who? Who is that? I don't know. He's like, remember that guy? I'm like, no, I don't remember that guy because over the last 10 years of our marriage, there have been so many guys whose names I have had to remember, whose names I now don't remember because they've been off the team for how many years. I can't even. I was allergic to cats, but thankfully I outgrew it. The job interviews after the meeting. Oh, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. Of course, my friend. You need to text me. We haven't chatted in a while. That's amazing. That's so good. I just returned the 2 Aerie sweaters I bought because they weren't quite my style, even though the colors were perfect, and the sweaters just don't have the quality to match the quantity, to match the price. Yes. So colors are one thing. Like you got to get your colors down. Y'all, I'm so into the color season thing. It's been what, 2 years since I've done this? It's been 1 year or 2 years since I've done this. Has it only been one? It might have only been one. But I am loving. Do you know how much easier it makes clothes shopping? And I am a chronic clothes shopper. Chronic. I don't know why. Like, I never have enough clothes. I love to buy new clothes. I'm always longing for the things I see in the windows and on the mannequins and in the catalogs. And I am a social media marketer, like the people who run the ads. I'm their dream because they get it right every time. And I'm scrolling through the ads. And I'm like, oh, but I want it. I want it all. American Eagle currently has a pair of pants. They have 2 pairs of pants that I want. One of them is corduroy, and the other pair is glitter, like glitter silver pants. And I'm sitting here going, do I or don't I? And how much would my husband kill me? Because we're both convinced that I do not need any more clothes right now. But they're freaking amazing. Like, oh my gosh, almost 2 years. Yeah, okay. So it was 2. I think I got mine done in October. So 2 years then. I'm obsessed with it because now I know, and I'm starting to get good at, you'll see it in a vlog coming up, maybe either tomorrow or Friday's vlog. I purchased a couple of things recently at Target, and I knew without having my fan with me, I was able to say that red. I'm getting really tuned into like my red and my like bright colors. I picked out 3 items. They all arrived and they are all perfect matches to something in my color fan. I'm getting very good at it, which is great because it really makes clothes shopping a lot more intentional. I can't just buy something because I think it's cute. I mean, I still can. I absolutely can, but I'm much more discerning about like, is this actually a color that will look good on me or not? And luckily for me, I've always had the affinity of like, I look good in these colors, and most of them, minus like an olive green. I'm convinced I look great in an olive green. My eyes match the olive green when I wear it. And that's technically like an autumn color. But most of the colors that were already in my closet were somewhere within my color season because I've always just known what colors look the best on me. But it's great to have that sort of validation. I can relate. Bedard got his first NHL goal against the Bruins. Oh, the poor Bruins. Mac, that's the best news. Yes, 100%. That is the best news. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. The person who did my style posted this shirt on her IG the other day in a summer color. And I was so sad it didn't come in any spring colors because the style is perfect. Yes, but the point is like once you find the colors, great. But the fit still has to fit you. A pair of low-rise pants in my color is still not welcome on my body because low rise is not my style and will look terrible on me. So you still have to have the full package, right? So if it's in your style, awesome. If it's your color, bonus. Like excellent, full package. I just bought a great cardigan. I know. I love cardigans and I love gray. I just bought a gray new winter jacket today. By the way, y'all, Costco has Nautica winter jackets for women on sale, available for $35. And I'm replacing a jacket that I'm pretty sure is 20 years old. And I'm very pleased about it. My husband's like, "You don't need that jacket." I was like, "Yes, I do." And as we're on the phone, because I told him about it while he was walking from one place to dinner or something, I was like, "Yes." And I was talking him through all the coats in the closet. And I was like, "This is the one it's replacing. The one that every time I put it on, you go, 'You shouldn't wear that anymore. It looks terrible because it's so old and beaten to crap and dirty.'" And I was like, "That's the one that I replaced." And instead of replacing it with a $110 jacket, I replaced it with a $35 jacket. Like, go me. And it's light gray. And because none of there was one that was available in my color and it was navy and it wasn't in my store. So I didn't get the navy one. And I was like sage green or like the olive green or the light gray. And I was like, I don't own enough light gray, and light gray will go with anything I carry around. So that's what I went with. I do love some gray. Was summery, which is funny because I'm pretty sure summer colors make me look dead. Yeah, it is so interesting. I'll be sure to book a flight. If I take this job offer, I will pass a Costco on my commute. I might have to renew my phone. I know. So it depends on how you do your finances, right? If you are somebody who has to live paycheck to paycheck and can't afford the upfront cost, it can be detrimental to your finances. But if you're about the long-term benefits, right? Like having a Costco and a Sam's Club membership saves so much money. By the way, we can talk about highs and lows if people want to share them while I'm chit-chatting away here. Go ahead and type your highs and lows and wellness wins and all of that jazz. And what was I going to say? So for example, the bread that I love is the Angelic Bakehouse bread. Why do I love it? Because the ingredients are freaking stellar. They are great, clean, I'm pretty sure organic ingredients, no fillers or anything in there. And it has fiber in each slice, and it has like 5 grams of protein in each slice, like all around a hearty, delicious, nourishing, healthy piece of bread. One loaf of this bread is like $5 to $6 in the regular grocery stores, right? 3 loaves of this bread is like $8.98 at Costco. 3 loaves. Like it's literally like a loaf free. You can't knock it. It's so good. So and I filmed a whole haul, but I restocked all of my husband's bars, the Nature's Bakery bars, the almond butter bars, the Bobos that we've started eating and that we really like. I got a bunch of stuff, and I've restocked my nasal spray, and I got myself a new coat, and the total was $220. And I was like, I looked at it and I was like, how did I spend that much? How? But I also intend for that to be my last trip to Costco, like for the year, maybe. With holiday travel coming and everything. So like, and like, it's enough of my husband's snacks to last him like several months, which is great. So, and the oatmeal, they have Health Warrior oatmeal again. If you were looking for a good hearty oatmeal and you have a Costco membership, my Costco in the Minneapolis area had a new Health Warrior oatmeal. The macros on it are stellar. There's fat, there's fiber, there's protein. It's excellent oatmeal. So I bought that, which is great. Fortunately, I'm on my parents' Costco account as a second member. I don't have my own Sam's Club because it's too far. Can be divided by 12 and bucket funded through the year to save through the renewal. Yeah. I just ordered what looks like the most comfy oversized sloth hoodie from Amazon. My grade chose to be the 6th grade sloths for a school-wide zoo-themed Halloween costume. I've never been so excited. That sounds amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing. Costco's worth the price on glasses, but also rotisserie chicken. But yes. I just picked up. They didn't have Primal Kitchen mayo. They had the last 2 times I bought it from Costco. My Primal Kitchen mayo got like weird and kind of started to liquefy. But this time around, they had Chosen Foods mayo, and so I bought that instead. And we'll see. But the price, it's literally, and I don't know how they do this, but like the Primal Kitchen mayo is a great example. Little jar of Primal Kitchen mayo at Target is $9 and something cents. big jar, like 3 or 4 times the amount of the regular jar. At Costco of the Primal Kitchen mayo, which should in theory be the exact same product, $9.99. Why is it the same price for the 2 different sizes? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. I had Sam's one year than Costco and it'd be. Yes. Oh, for interesting. Yeah. Oh, now the thing is I really hope my camera stays alive. Because my battery just told me it's dead, but it's plugged in. So we may or may not have another technical mishap this week. I should have changed the battery before I started. It was my bad. But I was I tried to finish my whole Costco haul like while this battery was on like one bar, and I was like, please don't die, so I don't have to run upstairs in my braces. Please don't die. So we'll see. Yes, and typically we alternate them too. My husband hates having 2 active memberships to the things, but we're currently actively using both memberships because Costco and Sam's Club brilliantly all has different products. Speaking of places that used to all have different products, I went to Ulta today because I needed to get my eyebrows did. So I don't know if you can tell like just how shiny, because there's all this moisturizer stuff and everything on my eyebrows. I got my eyebrows done today. And I just go to Ulta's salon to do it. And so I took a nice, peaceful, leisurely stroll. It was my little outing to myself today before I went over to Costco and looked through all of the what's new, what are the new exciting products, what holiday kits are out, what skincare or makeup might I need to add to my list. And all of these brands that like I was somebody who would shop at Sephora and at Ulta. And for very specific reasons. Sephora carried a lot of stuff that Ulta did not. The amount of brands, prestige brands specifically, that I saw at Ulta today that haven't previously been at Ulta. I saw Kat Von D at Ulta today. I saw Drunk Elephant skincare at Ulta today. Like Drunk Elephant was one of the reasons like you go over to Sephora for Drunk Elephant. They have Sunday Riley skincare at Ulta now. They have what other prestige brand did I see? Hourglass Cosmetics. Like these are all high end. You go to Sephora and pay out the wazoo for them. And I also saw a random Natasha Denona palette. I was unable to find an entire section, but like I was like, wait, what is happening? And it makes me so happy because the rewards program for Ulta, in my opinion, is so much better than Sephora. You get so much more bang for your buck. So anytime I can purchase something at Ulta, I will purchase it at Ulta because the program is just better. Yes, Ulta's bringing in the premium brands. I am so happy about it. So happy about it. Low. I threw the wrong pot of test strips. Oh no. Wind. The offensive Velcro patch on the front will get some looks. My cognitive fog has been worse this whole week. Makes me anxious then makes the fog worse. It's not just forgetting stuff. It's a lot more. My constipation is bad yesterday and today. Oh no. Highs, you get to go to bed soon. That's always a high. Store return policies are really nice sometimes. Yes, I returned a cheese to Costco today. A cheese that I purchased in August. That was the last time I was at Costco, was in August. And I bought my Cabot cheese. And I noticed that the cheese was a couple dollars less expensive than the last time I purchased it. And I was like, well, that's interesting, but also bonus for us because we eat this all the time. And my husband opened it, after we had it for a couple of weeks. The date on it like is months, right? So he opened it and chopped it up, and then I walked by and I grabbed a piece and I ate it, and I stopped and I was like, does this taste funny to you? Like he goes, oh, I thought it was just me. Like it tasted really salty, but not in a good way, and also like tart, like it had gone sour. And so I was like, no, we both agreed that like, no, this is not what we normally think, must be wrong, or they changed the quality. So it's been sitting in my fridge for a couple of weeks now. I brought it in today to return it, and they took it without question. Without question, they took it back, which was lovely. Oh, that was your high. I get it. My anxiety's been out of control and I'm not handling it well, and I'm dealing with some minor health things that are making me very uncomfortable. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The anxiety, what's with all of the anxiety happening right now, my friends? If you are a God-believing person. There's actually a really great 2-week series from my church, Wooddale. It was very, very timely, but Pastor Dale, yes, our current pastor's name is Pastor Dale, and he preaches at Wooddale. That is a coincidence. But he just did a 2-week series on anxiety, and it was very, very good. It was very good. So if you need it, the sermon series can be found on the Wooddale Church YouTube channel, and I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. I enjoyed every second of it. I was in service for both of the sermons. My husband was upstairs running things for both of the sermons. So as you see things happening on the service stage, you can think of my husband because he's up there calling the shots during the whole thing. But if you need a little something, then take a look. Decided to do something, ended up doing more than I would have if I did my original plan. Funny how that works, isn't it? Funny. Oh no. My battery is exhausted. Yep. Cool. Okay, hang on. Haha. I got it. Oh, you couldn't hear me? I was talking at you guys literally the entire time. Literally the entire time. Cool. Yeah, my battery completely died. And what I don't understand is why plugged in the battery got exhausted. I don't understand how that happened. So thank you for hanging in there with me, my friends, while I took one battery and dropped it in between my desk and my beauty drawers, fumbled with that, had to go get a second battery. It's a really good thing I created this charging station that I created, because otherwise that would have been not great. And StreamYard wouldn't let me change my inputs. I tried to just put it on my MacBook computer and it wouldn't let me. So thank you for hanging in there with me. You know, is retrograde or something like that? Isn't that what happens when like technology things always tend to go wrong? Because that's 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Although admittedly, this one is my fault because I didn't change my battery, because of silly me thinking it would be plugging it in would be enough to, not kill it. My bad. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. So Let's go ahead and do some Q&A time. Let's ask me anything. What questions do you have? What things do you want me to talk about? What anything. Anything you want. And in the meantime, what was my high and low? Oh, here we go. Comments. Working on it. The super high anxiety and the emotional eating extra challenging. And I've been in a body image funk where I just feel blah about everything. Yeah, that's definitely a working on it. My low is my anxiety has also been out of control this week. What is it about this week? What is it about this week, y'all? My high is not turning to food to deal with it. Grace, you are doing so well. You are doing so well. If I might praise you for just a moment. She is in my Fall into Fitness challenge, and she's been keeping us up to date with all the stuff that she's been doing, workouts that she's done, workouts that she's missed because she's been listening to her body. And most importantly, one of my favorite things about my Fall into Fitness challenge is it is a challenge that was originally meant to be geared toward fitness, right? But as people are rolling in, we are just all leaning into, or most of us are leaning into intuitive eating and the principles of intuitive eating, whether they're tracking or not. And so everyone's just like, I'm tired of dieting. I'm trying to eat mindfully and listen to my body and doing all of these things. And Grace has been slaying at all of the things. And it just makes me so proud of you. And not turning to food to deal with your anxiety is a big one. It is a really, really big one. Working on reading more and getting back in touch with my spirituality. I love that for you. I love that for you. They weren't hanging in for you. They were hanging in for me. Well, then thank you. Thank you for keeping them around. To be fair, going on for several weeks. Yeah, I mean, so my only thought is you got to get up and you got to do something. You got to change an action. You got to go out and just go on an adventure. Just be one of the worst things you can do. It's hard when anxiety is around. It's hard to go. It's hard to do. You don't want to do. You want to sit in a little fetal position on the couch and cry, right? That's what anxiety does to us. But I have found even just today, because I've been in my house for 2 days. Did I leave the house on Monday? I left the house on Monday to go to choir rehearsal. Yes. So like yesterday, I didn't leave the house at all. I had intentions to do it, and then I just never did it. And as I was driving to Ulta, and as I was just taking that time to just walk around, and it wasn't long, it was like 15 minutes after I got my eyebrows done. Like just as I was driving, I was like, getting out of the house is something I need to remember that I need to do. I need to it is very easy for me, very easy to just stay home. And for staying home, multiple things happen. Like, do I have the opportunity to sit and just work my tail off on all of my to-do list items and decluttering projects and all of the things? And here's where my iPad is. I've been meaning to get that downstairs all day. And could I just like stay holed up? I think my record for not leaving the house is like 5 or 6 days. Probably in the winter. But you need to get out, and you need to immerse yourself in something new and something different and change it up. Whatever it is, you know. I've been working out and taking on the CBD and taking action towards solving the main thing causing my anxiety. Nothing is happening. Yes, but have you done something different? Have you done something to kind of like, I don't know, kick yourself into high gear? Go walk in a park, go walk in a mall and be around other humans. Sometimes that helps, you know? I shot to eat 2 ham and cheese cucumber lettuce sandwiches today. Ooh, that sounds delightful. If I take this job, I'm going to try all the CBDs. I need them. Oh my gosh, my brand of CBD. I have it everywhere. Look, it's right here. Because I keep some near me at all times. I don't think they released pumpkin spice this year. So this is a year old. But the pumpkin spice CBD, good stuff. Good stuff. Actually tastes like pumpkin spice. It's pretty good. I'm a big fan of CBD. I take it at least once a day, if not multiple times a day. And it has helped my anxiety so much. It has helped my anxiety so much. And my husband also takes it. And he learned, like, I made him take it. It took me ages to get this man to take. I'm like, just try. Just try the CBD gummy. I heard my Amazon Echo giving a reminder, and I was like, it's 7:30. It's not time for a Gracie go potty reminder. What the heck is she telling us? Yes. Yes. Oh, my favorite. So this is the brand Soul CBD. It's not going to focus because it's focused on me right now. That's fine, whatever. Or they're called Get Soul now. And I have been an affiliate of this company, I think, for over a year. And I take their gummies. I take their sleepy capsules. I have their Harmony PMS gummies. I have more oil than I know what to do with in all different amounts. And I love it. And there's a reason that I keep promoting it because I freaking love it. It's so good. Info coupon affiliate code. My coupon is DIVA, DIVA. Hang on. I think I actually got an email recently. If you'll all just bear with me for a second. Oh, I have a new subscriber. Happy day to me. I saw something come through with Soul Squad. Here we go. There's an upcoming sale October 29th through 31st. Is this public information? I don't know that it is. Shh, you heard it here first. And so my code will be worth 25% instead of the normal 15. So mark your calendars because if you're wanting to try things, they always bump my code up. And that's the time to get your hands on it. Truly. It's so good. So anyway, I finally got my husband because he was getting a little bit more anxious than normal. I was like, just please, just try it for a couple of days. And if you hate it, you can stop taking it. And he took it for about a week or so. And he was, he was feeling better. I was like, oh, I know, I noticed that things have calmed down a little bit for you. And then he decided to stop taking it. He didn't tell me he stopped taking it. And after a current couple of days, I noticed he was just like a little bit more high strung than normal. And I looked at him and I'm like, babe, are you taking your CBD? He goes, no, I haven't taken it in 3 days. And I was like, I notice like there's actually a difference. And so now he's been taking it for an extended time. And then he stopped recently again. And he looks at me one day, he literally, picture with me, if you will, I'm downstairs on my main level and he's upstairs coming out of his office overlooking the banister. He goes, hey. I go, what? And he goes, does CBD help with like pain and inflammation? And I'm like, yeah, why? He goes, well, I stopped taking my CBD a couple of days ago and my hands hurt. And I was like, well, isn't that it? And he has joint problems. And I was like, well, isn't that interesting? So yet another reason that you should continue to take the CBD. So he takes the CBD gummies from the same company. All right, have fun watching the game, Lori. Have fun. Does that CBD cause the munchies? No, not at all. There is 0 THC. Full transparency, they did release something with a microdose of THC in it. THC is the hallucinogenic, the psycho, whatever it's called. That when like you smoke pot and things like that, like the THC is the stuff that gets you high, but there's CBD in that as well. But this is all THC free except for their vacay gummies, like vacation. Their vacay gummies have THC in them. No, I have not tried them, so I do not know how they how they react in your body. But all of their other stuff is not THC. So no munchies, nothing like that. I've gone to Target to walk around and look at stuff, things I shouldn't be looking at because Target doesn't get it up for free, but I'm not sure what else to do. Feels like everything is basically just a Band-Aid and not fixing anything. So that's an interesting observation. What is I know the primary cause. But it can go deeper than that too. And that's kind of a you having to find security, confidence in knowing that like this too shall pass and you keep doing the actions and whatever. And if anybody has any thoughts, advice for Lissa, leave them in the comments because I'm plumb out, to be honest. It's in the info box. Oh yes, it's one of the things that I normally keep down there, I think. Julie's been using the gummies for a long time. Yes, yes, yes. Lauren, there you are. I was like, I don't think I've seen Lauren yet tonight. CBD, it did not work for me. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's good stuff. I have to ask my dad if it worked for him. I gave him one, I think it was last fall. They must have given me, so I get sent like new products and stuff occasionally. And they gave me like a spicy margarita flavored gummy. And I was like, I don't like spicy. I'm not going to eat these. So I gifted them to my father. I do a focus capsule in the morning and a gummy in the evening, and a sleepy capsule at night. Yep. That feels like a lot, but I mean, what's actually the threshold? So I don't know. I usually take every night for sure. I take a sleepy capsule, which is 50 milligrams, and then it also has like melatonin and stuff in it as well. Love those. Hands down, my favorite product. If I could only have one, it would be those. Then I will take either a gummy or a oil midday, or if I'm feeling particularly anxious. I used to take it before I would like lead meetings and stuff like that, but I'm so comfortable doing that now that I don't need to do it anymore. Watching the Phillies game, they won. I might not have been here if not. I haven't bought myself a new 4X a day pillow organizer to switch up my routine. Nice. Yeah, it's because it's a lot. You're right. Doing like sometimes doing the actions is acting as a band-aid rather than getting to the root of the problem. But so what can you do to dig around the root and try to get to the root of the problem? Because here's what I know about you. The current circumstance you are in is not the only reason you have anxiety. I know that for a fact. So there's still a root that doesn't have to do with your current circumstance. It's too people-y sometimes for me too. Yes. I'm definitely I don't like the crowds. I don't like the people-y. I don't like it to be too people-y either. But at the same time, and like maybe it's a Minnesota thing, but interacting with people in Minnesota is actually a very pleasant life experience. You should see like as we're pushing through Costco, people will stop and like wait for each other, and it's like a very well organized like traffic situation, and oh, I'm sorry, let me get out of your way. And it's just interacting with random humanity in Minnesota is very nice. I very much enjoy it. And then sleep. Oh, that's not too bad. 100 milligrams isn't too bad. No. That's fine, especially divvied up throughout the day. Once I had like I was having some anxiety in the evening, so I would take like 25 like at 8 o'clock, and then I would take my 50 at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I was like, am I overdoing it? But no, it's fine. Nothing horrible ever happened. So yeah. Did anybody actually ask a question or something for me to chit chat about? Otherwise, we're going to keep going on CBD for a while because it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Before I was doing the gummy and the focus capsule, but I thought of moving focus closer to work instead of 6 a.m. and having a bed in the afternoon is great. Yeah. The focus capsules, I actually have, where's that little brown pouch? I had here it is. So in here is actually a whole bunch of the alert capsules, because I had like the packets of like 2 capsules each, and I just emptied them all into this little thing. And so when I'm sitting down to work, if I remember and it's not like too late in the day, I'll take one of these to help me focus. Jennifer, hello. It is so good to see you. Thank you for popping on. What's new with you? Give us some highs. Give us your highs and your lows and your wellness wins, or if you have any questions or topics that you would want me to chat about, like fill us all in. Love to see you. I love that your last video incorporated IE in tracking. But that wasn't my last video, my friend. Well, was it? But it wasn't. The tracking with intuitive eating was exclusive to the Fall into Fitness people. The intuitive eating video, then the principles of intuitive eating, I put like just the same video I put in the Fall into Fitness as well, because honestly, why make extra work for myself by having to film the entire video twice with the exact same information. So I was like, you know what? Y'all love me. So we're going to just put that in there, and we're going to call that the intuitive eating principles. Audrey, hello. Why are you still awake? Why are you still awake? It is so late by you. But it's lovely to see your name pop up on the live stream. I'm glad you're here. But yes, and then I put in a video about how maybe you're not quite ready to give up tracking yet. So how can you embrace the principles of intuitive eating while you're still on this tracking journey? And the reality is you can embrace most of them. You can't embrace all of them, because tracking and being on an intentional weight loss journey in and of itself is denying principle number one, which is rejecting diet culture. But all of the other ones, I am convinced all of the other ones can be implemented, whether you are intuitive eating exclusively or you are on a tracking journey. I am convinced, because I live in a life not of black and white, but a life of all of the full spectrum of colors, that you can do both. And it's the healthier approach to be able to do both. And intuitive eating diehards are going to come at me for it, because no, that's not right. I don't care. It is how I'm doing things. Well, actually, that's not true at all. I'm not tracking. But I believe that people can implement these principles and should implement these principles, regardless of if you're tracking or not. Truly. It's important. It's important for the diet culture and the toxic habits that we adapt when we are in weight loss mode. It can help us mitigate that. If I'm on track, I'll take the gummy around 5, but currently I'm taking it with dinner when I take my antibiotics. That was it. Self-care. Got hair done today. Lots of lows going on. Oh, Jennifer, I am so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear. I don't like when anybody has lows. That's no fun. Are the surnames of the protagonists in the Narnia films? What? I mean, I kind of believe you, but what? Highlight is my happy place. Low. We leave tomorrow after 10 truly amazing days. Oh, I love that. I love that. Love that you're traveling. That's amazing. So yes, definitely, whether you're tracking or not tracking, it's important to embrace the principles of intuitive eating. So if you're sitting there and you're not somebody who has watched my principles of intuitive eating video, and you're like, and you pass it over because you're like, well, I'm not intuitive eating, so it doesn't apply to me. Yes, it does. It applies to everybody. So go back and watch that video and sit there and think about how, outside of principle number one, how can you apply the other principles to your journey? Like making peace with food. Ooh. No bad foods are good foods. What? All foods are 0 points mentally. What? Yeah. Respecting your body, nourishing your body with gentle nutrition, finding the joy in movement, feeling movement. What else? Respecting, making your meals, finding the satisfaction factor. That's the word. Finding the satisfaction factor. And I explained in the video what that could mean. And then feeling your fullness, honoring your hunger. These are all things that tracking inadvertently teaches us not to do, because we're obeying a tracker. Therefore, we don't need to worry about whether or not we're hungry, but that's not how it's supposed to be. So if you are on a tracking journey and you're starting to implement these principles, what might it look like? What might it look like? And let me be clear. I want my people, because I know y'all are in here and I know y'all are listening. If you're currently working on transitioning into intuitive eating and letting go of tracking, do not let this lecture be a back step for you. Keep doing the journey. You know who I'm looking at. I know you can feel me looking at you specifically, but I'm not going to call you out. Keep going forward. But for the people that are in the midst of tracking and not ready to make that change yet, What does it look like? What might it look like? So it might mean you're behaving yourself, you're doing everything right, and you pre-tracked your dinner and it's all there. And so you sit down with your plate full of food and you go, okay, I'm going to eat this food. And you realize halfway through I love the laughing faces, Kim. Halfway through your plate, you realize, hold the phone, I'm not hungry anymore. Intuitive eating and implementing those principles looks like putting your fork down and being done with dinner, regardless of the fact you tracked all of it. So what? So what? If you're not hungry, stop eating. Period. Right? Or you're somebody that's like, okay, breakfast is at this time and lunch is at this time, and I have a 4 p.m. snack, and then dinner is at this time. And let's just say your 4 p.m. snack rolls around, and habitually you go and you grab whatever that thing is, and then you stop and you take it in and you realize you're not hungry. Don't you dare eat that 4 p.m. snack. You're supposed to honor your hunger and your fullness. So if you're not hungry, don't you eat that 4 p.m. snack just because it's in your tracker and it's what you do every day. Don't do it. And then on the flip side, let's say that you have a heavier breakfast and a heavier lunch, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm out of points, bites, calories, macros. I'm just going to eat chicken breast for dinner. Don't do that either. If you get hungry, eat food. Even if you're out of points, bites, macros, whatever it is you're tracking. If you're hungry, eat food. That's also honoring your hunger and your fullness, right? So, Jennifer, you haven't tracked in a long time? Good for you. Good for you. What's mind-boggling to me, absolutely mind-boggling, and there is how timely, the mind-blowing. You know what's mind-blowing to me is, so I had a new sign up for my Fall in the Fitness Challenge today, even though we're 3.5 weeks into it. Someone messaged me, is like, hey, can I still join? Because I want to be a part of the group. And I was like, yes, absolutely, you can still join. And something that this person said in the Discord channel was, I'm tired of dieting. I'm tired of dieting. And I can't even begin to tell you how many times I'm hearing, I'm sick of starting over. I'm tired of tracking my food. Like, it is a recurring thing that I am hearing, and it makes me go, the narrative is starting to change. And it makes me really excited when you can feel a cultural shift starting to happen. It makes me very, very happy. Chicken is food, but don't just eat plain chicken breast because you're out of points. Like, make it a real meal. Never eat just plain chicken breast. What's my favorite steak? Well, hello, I'm bougie. I love me a filet. Thank you very much. Medium rare filet mignon. But if the filet mignon is going to cost me $60, I will settle for a sirloin. But that's pretty much the only steak I eat. If we're cooking at home, it's sirloin steaks because I'm not buying fillets unless I know how to cook it perfectly. But when I'm out and about, it's a filet mignon. I'm slowly learning how to give myself permission to eat snacks. This has been a hard one. I'm learning how to snack. Yeah, but here's the thing. Only snack if you're hungry. That, like, plain and simple. And it's one of those things, and one of the things I'm actually learning right now is to it's to start to plan ahead a little bit. So for example, yesterday was a great example. Yesterday was a great example. Because my husband has been in the office and is going to the office all week. So I'm fending for myself, right? And I sat there and I realized that I was hungry at like 4 p.m. And I'm sitting there and going, well, I need to have a snack. And then I stopped myself and I was like, no, because if you had a snack now, you would spoil your dinner. So why don't you just eat dinner? And I made dinner and I sat down and had dinner at 4:45 p.m. last night. And it was divine. It was amazing. And it didn't make me eat any more than I would have otherwise. And I ate dinner. I had a dessert about an hour or so later and I was just full. So, like, even though there were more hours until bedtime, I didn't eat. Like, I was still satisfied. I just fed my body when I was hungry, and it responded by just letting me be when I'm not hungry. I was like, "Wow, fascinating." Absolutely fascinating to me. Um, so, it's important to, yes, allow yourself to have snacks when you're hungry, but also I'm starting to be in the camp of like, okay, if I get hungry for a snack at 5 p.m., is there a way that I can eat my dinner a little bit earlier? Or, like, because then I start to mess around with, oh, I don't want to spoil my dinner. And for me, it depends on, like, if I'm gonna be ravenous by dinner, I will absolutely snack. But if I'm just starting to get the rumble of like, hey, you're gonna be hungry in an hour, I'm gonna wait. And it's learning how every individual body reacts to that. Um, how do you do IE if you are a teacher? As we know, you can't just chomp any snacks while teaching. This is a great question. And let me remind y'all, I am still a newbie. I'm still a newbie, and I am also a self-employed stay-at-home homemaker, um, basically with permission to eat whenever I want most days. So I'm a terrible example of this. But there is such a thing as called practical hunger, where you kind of have to plan ahead and be like, okay, well, if I can't eat for this 5-hour stretch, I should eat something small now to prevent ravenous hunger later. Um, or like, it doesn't have to be black and white. You don't have to be either I'm a teacher, therefore intuitive eating is impossible for me, or I have all of the times available to me to eat whenever I want, therefore I can be an intuitive eater. Nuh-uh, no black and white. Let's live in the spectrum of color. When you can, listen to your body and be intuitive about it. When you have to prepare for teaching for a 5-hour stretch, eat a little something and make it nourishing so your body will hang on to it a little bit longer. There are ways around it. There are ways around it. There are ways through it. Hallelujah. Diet culture burnout took me over 30 years, but I am finally over it. Me too. Me too. Not quite 30 years, but I'm easily on year 20. Easily on year 20. Um, yeah. And I'm done. I'm over it too. And every once in a while, there's that little thing in the back of my head that's like, but if you tracked, you could lose some weight. But if you just checked in, you could see exactly how much you're eating today. But if you tracked, and then every time I have that thought, instead of being like, you know what, you're right. Instead, I'm like, how dare you? How dare you try to make me feel less than by trying to convince me, little demon on my shoulder, by trying to convince me to go back into diet culture that we all know is more damaging to me than helpful. Like, there's zero proof the diet culture was helpful to me. Zero. Zero proof. Um, so instead, learning to love my body where it's at and set other body goals, but not allowing tracking to be one of my things. So just don't be like, you know what, guys, I bought Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars at Costco today. I have never in my life purchased Haagen-Dazs ice cream before. Why? Too many calories. It is the definition of an indulgent ice cream, right? When you think Haagen-Dazs, they even advertise it that way. It is an indulgent and luxurious experience, and the macros in it support that, right? So I've never once in my life, I've eaten it if it's the ice cream option or it's been at my in-laws' house, so I've had some, but like I've never intentionally gone out and purchased Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And then today I'm cruising through my Costco, and the lady in front of me, who I've passed several times before, goes into the freezer section and pulls out peppermint bark Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars. And I looked at her and I was like, you found the good stuff. And she looked at me and she goes, these are amazing. And I was like, that's all I needed to hear. And I put them in my cart, and there are now 15 Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars in my freezer. Because I can. Because I can. And what I actually really like about the Haagen-Dazs ice cream bar idea is it's pre-packaged portion control to allow me to test the waters. To allow me to be like, hey, you can have this. You're allowed this. Enjoy every bite. But when it's over, if you really want another one, you can go get another one. But I'll be able to tell my brain, check in. Are you satisfied? Probably going to be satisfied. It's a really indulgent treat. And then you're done. And it's like it was a new thing for me to purchase Haagen-Dazs. Weight Watchers members are sick of dieting, but they don't know what else to do. It's sad to read. This is my millionth time starting over. They blame themselves. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. If Weight Watchers members didn't have to start over, Weight Watchers would go out of business. Let that sink in. For me, because snacking is new to me, I've been taking advice on snacks from a TikTok video. If your next meal is within an hour, have a carb or a protein. 2 to 3 hours, have a carb and a protein. 4+ hours, have a meal with a yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. That makes a lot of sense. Does snacking on carrot sticks count? Yeah. Food is food. Food is food. That pull to track has been hitting me hard lately, and I think it's both a desire for control and the body image nonsense. Yes, the body image nonsense is real, and I experience it on a daily basis too. I am only one step ahead of some of you. I'm not at the finish line. I don't think there is a finish line. I really don't. And so I will sit there and I will see the roll in my tummy and I will go, and I have to work very hard to be neutral about it. And I am very, 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 like, full transparency. I'm very thankful that I have a husband who tells me I'm beautiful and makes sure I feel desired and sexy, regardless of what size I am or regardless of what body image day I am having. And I swear to you, if I did not have that man, I do not know how I would get through the body image stuff. Truly. I thank the good Lord in heaven for him every single day because he is the perfect support system for me. It is hard. It is hard to get through the body image stuff. And one of the things that really helps is getting clothes in your own size. Like I said, y'all, this is a large. And yes, I went and ordered a medium because I'm like, this might actually be too loose. But I've started just like buying clothes in my size, regardless of what the size is. Sometimes my favorite shirt that I've been wearing all summer, the bright pink red tank top thing, crop top, is an extra large. It's an extra large. I have one in large as well, but I appreciate the extra large for the extra length that it gives the crop top. It's really, really nice, but I have that. And then I also have a shirt that I turn around and put on and is a medium, and I have one that's a small. And I'm starting to actually really look at things and be like, I don't need to try and squeeze myself into this size that will not practically fit me right now. And it's okay that it doesn't practically fit me right now. And if I want to wear something that is more comfortable, it's okay to do that, because you know what? You can find fabulous stuff in most sizes now. In all sizes, really. I was eating high protein for breakfast, fruit, cheese sticks, snack around 10, lunch was a salad, and dinner was a meal. Now I want a raspberry sherbet sugar cones. One of my favorite combos. Most of my jobs have been retail. Both jobs don't allow me to eat and drink whenever I want. You're right about Weight Watchers. I feel like nothing fits no matter what size it is. And that could be a multitude of things. But like, are you leaning into what your body type is? Are you looking at things that are like, have you tried going up a size? Have you tried, I don't know, I'm throwing arbitrary numbers out there, but if your typical pant size is a 10 and you're like dabbling and like, you're like, these 10s don't work right. And you go up to 12 and you're like, these 12s don't feel right either. Have you tried a 14? Try them on just to see how they fit, because here's the kicker. And this is why women have so many problems. Because in one pair of pants, the 14 is going to look banging. And it's going to be perfect. And then in the same store, let's take Target, for example, you go to a different brand and you pick up a size 10, and that's the size that looks perfect on you. It doesn't make sense. My husband has recently noticed that sometimes switching from like one brand to another, like a 30, 34, or however the heck men's sizes are done, like doesn't fit him the way a 30, 34 does in a different brand. And I looked at him, this was just the other day, and I was like, now you know what I have been dealing with for years. It's a bit of a mind screw, isn't it? To have this size that you think you are not fit you appropriately in a different brand. because you were told you were this size. So why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work? And women have it a million times worse. A million times worse. Women's clothing sizes are weird. Yes. I don't care about the numbers. I'll try things on. Yeah, and try it. And then sometimes maybe the answer is, oh, but like with this, I was convinced this was perfect. And then the more I was wearing it and actually like tugging at it, I'm like, as I'm sitting here looking at this, like, here, let me show you what I see. Let me show you what I see. Shoot, I got to get rid of the other banner too. Hang on. Here. As I'm sitting here, like looking at this part, I'm going, do I need a size smaller? Like, I thought this was cute and it'd be cute and loose. And I was like, actually, I might benefit from the size smaller in this. And in the theme of having to buy bigger sizes to be the most comfortable, having to backtrack and go smaller was actually like, oh, interesting. Everything is different. Every single, like, even within a singular brand, you might be a medium in one thing and a large in another. It's just dumb. It's dumb. The large is much too big and too baggy. Then don't wear the shirt. Like, that's just it. Go find, and here's what I've learned from being part of Rise Through Style Society. Different stores cater to different body types. So if you're somebody who is a straighter body type, who you're not as like I'm curvaceous. You can't tell in this shirt, but my body goes like this. I'm right here. I'm real cinched in, and then I got hips, baby. So I am the quintessential hourglass shape. But so I shop at places that cater to that body type. But if you are a straighter body type with less curves, you might need to shop in completely different stores than I shop in. So like White House Black Market wouldn't be for you, but a place like J. Crew or Banana Republic is straighter. So for you, Lissa, if you might not be trying things on that cater to your specific body type, which is why the large is too large, but the medium is not quite right. You just need a different style. I want to know why men's sizing is logical and why we don't have that options. I don't understand. And here's what I really don't understand. Explain this to me, okay? I am currently a size 12. Okay? In numbers in the United States, let me be clear. In numbers, that's a 31. What part of my body is currently a 31? It's not where my pants sit. This is not a 31 down here. It's like a 35. Where's the 31 coming from? And why does a 31 fit me when the smallest part of my waist is a 35? Somebody please tell me the answer, because I don't know. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if it said like men's sizes 34 and it implies 34-inch band. So if you where your pants sit better be a 34, because that's what size is supposed to fit. That makes sense. Why is my size a 31 when that is not my size? When that is not my measurement? Somebody tell me, because I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I hate when a shirt fits me fine, but the length is short. I have to shop in American shops because they don't do clothes in my size in England. But that's with everything. Every single item I own or pick out has that issue. Interesting. But that raises the question, where are you shopping? And I know that necessarily going out and getting a new wardrobe is not an option right now. But I'm saying for future things, like, try a different store. Go in a store you've never shopped in before and see how their clothes compare. You could even do a pseudo shopping adventure. Go to different stores. Go to a mall just for funsies. I love doing stuff like this, trying on stuff in different stores, even if I have no intention of buying anything ever. And also, it's a great time of year to do it, because if you really find something you like, you can write that sucker on your Christmas list. But go to different stores. And I'm talking like the higher end stores. Like, go to J. Crew. Go to Banana Republic, go to White House Black Market, go to, I guess, Aritzia is another one. Go to these different stores that all very clearly have different body types and try on different clothes in those places and see what fits and how it fits. In between size and they look horrible no matter what I pick. Yep. I'm struggling with my bloatedness. I'm self-conscious. And yeah, and that sucks. But you know what's causing it. You know what's causing it. And sometimes you got to have just like what I do. There are days and I know we're over, and if you have to go ahead. I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, and I'm actually very confused because I should have my temperature should have spiked and I should have ovulated 2 days ago, and my temperature hasn't spiked yet. So I don't know if I'm just too cold now or what. But generally speaking, there are 2 times a month where I am puffy and bloated. And I know when I should wear or when I should not wear certain items of clothing, because I know I'm not going to feel good in them during those specific times of month. And so I can often tell, here's how I know I'm not bloated. Boop. My ring comes on and off real easy. And there will come a time where I'll put this ring on because I switch it over to my right hand during the day. This is my Aura ring. And it will be a struggle to get this ring off. When that happens, I know, don't you wear your skinny pants that day. Skinny pants is not the right word, but the ones that are tighter, the ones that you wear on your lean days. Make sure you wear your comfortable clothes that day. And I have clothes that I wear on the days that I feel bloated that still make me look fabulous and feel fabulous. And then I have other clothes that are reserved for the days that my ring comes off easy because I know there's no bloat. That makes sense? So it's, and all of that to say, I'm not saying that the bloatedness doesn't suck. I'm saying as we learn about our bodies, you got to understand that there are some things that are inevitable. And Donna, one of the things I know about you is bloatedness is not uncommon for you. It's not uncommon because of your causes, right? So instead of trying to strive for perfection of non-bloatedness, you got to learn how to work with yourself, right? And if you know there's a chance that I'm going to be bloated sometimes, you have to be prepared for that. And if you're prepared for that, then it's going to be a lot easier. It's like me preparing for winter. I know that winter sucks. I know that I can't feel my hands, and I literally my hands literally stop working in the wintertime. And I know that I'm cold and I'm miserable. I could sit there and be cold and miserable all winter long, or I could do stuff to prepare for it, to give myself the best chance I have to feel my best during a time that I don't typically feel my best. And it might not be 100%. I might not be oh, it's like winter is not happening. But instead of me being down in the dumps at a 40%, I might be able to kick it up to a 65 or a 70% because I prepared myself both emotionally and by surrounding myself with the appropriate things to help me mitigate those less than stellar circumstances. I mean, it was just a suggestion. Then don't do it. I don't care. I weigh myself at home tomorrow. I know I'm not going to like it because of my issues. Okay, so then here's the question. Why weigh yourself? Why? If you know beyond the shadow of a doubt that you're going to step on the scale tomorrow, and because you're bloated, your scale's going to go up, and the number is going to be something you don't want to see, why get on the scale? How many videos have I done where you've heard me go, well, and I weekly weigh-ins where I'll be like, I didn't weigh in today because I don't hate myself. And it's the week of my period, and I'll be like, I'm not stepping on the scale today. I'm not stupid. If I know that the number is going to affect me negatively, why subject myself to the number? There's no reason to do so. You don't need to subject yourself to a number. No one is forcing you to get on the scale tomorrow. You already weighed in for Weight Watchers this month. You don't have to go in there till November. Nobody is forcing you on the scale tomorrow. And here's the crazy thing. You want to hear the crazy thing? Let's say that Thursday you get up and you're like, no, today is not the day. Let's say Sunday rolls around and you're like, you know what? Things are moving again. I feel fabulous. You can step on a scale on a Sunday. It doesn't have to be a Thursday. You can step on a scale any day you want. I'm feeling sassy tonight, you guys. Maybe I am going to ovulate soon because I'm feeling sassy. You don't have to step on a scale tomorrow. You can step on a scale Saturday, Sunday, next Wednesday. It doesn't freaking matter. If you know that the number is going to get you down, don't get on the scale. You have no reason to. Literally none. In fact, my challenge to you is going to be not get on the scale tomorrow. Don't do it. Don't do it. Why? Because you got to teach yourself that it's okay to skip a weigh-in. You know what's causing your bloat. You know it's not fat. You didn't gain a bunch of fat. You didn't do it. Fat and weight aren't the same thing. Knew he was going to say that. Yep. Don't hope for a pleasant surprise because you know you're not going to get one. If you haven't pooped in 3 days, you know you're not going to get a pleasant surprise on the scale. You know that. It's not just like the weight's magically going to poof, go somewhere else. That's not how it works. I feel like if I can get a handle on the emotional eating and everything settles as far as those emotional eating pounds dropping off and I actually get in a group, it'll help with the clothes not fitting. Yes. So getting a handle on the emotional eating. So again, here we go. Did y'all read my email newsletter the other day? Did y'all read it yesterday? Why you emotionally eat? It's because you're trying to use food to cope with another emotion. Lissa, I know you're not going to like it, but you've got to cope with your emotions. You've got to find, like you said that the doing other things is just a Band-Aid for your anxiety. You got to rip off the Band-Aid and actually get into the wound of what is causing the emotional eating. You got to get in there and you got to do it. And you got to find a different way to cope with it. What are you coping? What are you trying to solve for? And how can you get it not with food or not by harming yourself in any way or doing anything illegal or illicit? Healthy ways to find coping mechanisms. Meditation, prayer, journaling, talk to somebody. You have a small group at church, talk. That's what a small group is there for, to help people when they need one another. That's what you do. That's why there is a small group. They're also commonly called life groups. You do life together. Talk to people about it. Find other ways to find comfort. You gotta get in there and you've got to figure out the feeling that you are trying to solve with food. That's not hunger. Got to figure out the feeling and you got to figure out how to get the feeling that you're going for instead. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. No, and that's my point. You can't do any of those either. You have to find healthy ways, body positive ways, good mechanisms, not harmful coping mechanisms. Making that abundantly clear that I am not saying go out and do other things that are just as damaging as emotionally eating. That is not what I am saying. What I'm saying is you gotta find healthier mechanisms. Are you emotionally eating because you're lonely and you want to feel comforted? Well, then guess what? You got to call a friend. You got to talk to somebody because no amount of food is going to give you a hug. That's not how it's going to work. Are you bored? Guess what? Go do something else. Paint your nails, read a book, do a puzzle, write a book, work on your blog, work on your hobby, go for a walk. Do a puzzle. Sudoku puzzles, great way to pass the time. Solitaire, great way to pass the time. Solve for boredom, not with eating, but with doing something else. Are you stressed? What are some comforting things that you can do? Take a bath. Give yourself an at-home spa day. Meditate. Pray. Journal. Go to bed early. Listen to an audiobook or soothing sounds. You get what I'm saying here, people? You get what I'm saying here? Can't solve anything other than hunger with food. You can't. You can't. Yep. COVID has increased my loneliness and isolation. And I know, I've been there. This is why we are no longer isolating. And I know you have your reasons for doing it, but it got to a point where our mental health became more important than isolating from people. And so we were back at church. We're in small groups. I'm in a choir of 100 people. Yeah, Andy, why the heck not? Paint your nails. Why not? But you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying, right? Um, Unless you're solving for hunger, food ain't gonna help you. It's not. It's not. And the people that want to respond, but it does. It doesn't. You just want it to, but it doesn't. Whew. I don't know how y'all brought out Sassy tonight, but she's here and she's furious. She's feisty. Now that I'm up before the sun and commuting my gym in the dark. Yes, happy light's a great thing to do. But you got to figure out what you're solving for. You're telling me a lot of different band-aids. I have a happy light now. That's nice. But what are you solving for? The happy light's great for you get exposed to the sunlight. But if you are in need of community, the happy light's not going to help you either. It might give you a quick little dopamine hit that you need in the morning, but you need your small group for that. That's what a small group is there for. Yes, distraction therapy is almost to the retail therapy. I mean, yes, and I mean distraction therapy does help too. But using productive use of your time. Yeah, you can sit there and you can mindlessly scroll and look at other people's perfectly curated lives and bodies and meals and everything, or you can read a book, listen to a podcast for something that you're interested in, create something. There's my challenge to y'all. Now you got me waving things. And then I'm going to get off because I'm way over. Now I'm waving things, which means, I'm serious. Create something. Create something. I'm at least in some Facebook groups where people can relate to the COVID cautiousness. Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm cautious. If I know somebody has COVID or recently was exposed to COVID, I avoid those people. Yeah. But I challenge. I do too. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. I love it. Create something. When you're feeling compelled to emotionally eat, create something. I don't care what it is. Just create something. Get your creative juices flowing because you want to create more than you consume. And when we get down, we start to consume. And then consuming turns into doom scrolling. And then doom scrolling turns into a spiral. It doesn't say anything about that. Ozempic is technically a diabetes medication. So it has nothing to do with intuitive eating. If you started to take Ozempic or something of that nature and you practice intuitive eating, you'd probably lose weight because it messes with your hunger signals. So yeah, but it doesn't say anything about it. So, and it doesn't matter. Donna, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. It's not an idea that you're entertaining. So don't even think about it. You like to get really, really hooked up into other people's opinions of things that don't even apply to you. Don't worry about it. Let people who are worried about taking the weight loss medication worry about the weight loss medication. It does not apply. So spend your energy elsewhere because I'm big on people spending energy in a productive manner. And I'm talking to myself too. As I go downstairs, I have two choices. I can go downstairs and I can sit and I can do nothing, or I can create something, or I can read a book instead of mindlessly scroll Instagram. There's a whole lot of things to do. And the more productive content consumption I am doing, being very intentional about who I allow to have an opinion in my head right now, because I am very easily influenced. I'm a marketer's dream. I'm very easily influenced. And because I'm working very hard on accepting myself where I am in all things right now, staying in my own lane. Y'all, how long has it been since I've busted out stay in your own lane? Whatever the journey you're on is, stay in your own lane. And if it doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. Just because it applies to someone else doesn't mean it has to apply to you, and vice versa. Your job is to focus on you and whatever journey you're on and how to best execute that. And if that means you skip a weigh-in tomorrow because you know your scale's going to be up and you can't emotionally handle that right now, then you skip the weigh-in. I don't care if people say, but you should weigh in weekly. I don't care. I'm somebody who is a big believer in weighing in daily just to see where you're at. Don't care. Skip the weigh-ins. It's fine. Yeah, I got to go too, because otherwise I'm just going to keep preaching at you. And I don't know that you necessarily want me preaching at you. So I will let y'all go. Thank you for hanging out with me for longer than anticipated. This is what happens when my husband is working late. I just get to keep going because nobody's around to stop me. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will talk to you all next week. Have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll talk to you all. Bye, guys.